Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back for another United Daily Live, and we wake up today on the 26th of June. It's a Friday, and we've got loads to get stuck into today. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference quotes as well, ahead of that Norwich City game, where he gives some team news, he gives some views ahead of what is to come for the remainder of the campaign, with the Cup on the horizon and plenty of fixtures now coming thick and fast as we go throughout this season. And it's a season now that has come to an end, as for the first time in my living memory, and I say living memory, that I can ever say Liverpool are the champions. That makes me feel sick. And just like Manchester United have not tweeted, unlike other clubs who have congratulated the Scousers, United haven't tweeted, haven't posted anything about it, and I'm all for that pettiness. I love it, that little bit of pettiness. I hope every single person at Old Trafford is fuming with Liverpool winning the league. I hope Solskjaer is fuming. I hope he puts pictures up on the wall of Liverpool celebrating those trophies in the United dressing room. I really hope he does, because one thing that I hope this can serve for Manchester United is not that we should need it, but a drive to do better, a drive to get back to the top, and a drive to get back to winning those trophies that maybe some of us took for granted at times. We won 13 Premier League titles. We thought they were always going to come. Liverpool, on the other hand, never won one. They thought it was never going to happen again for them after being so successful. And Manchester United could very easily fall into that trap. It's already nearly been 10 years, and we need to make sure we don't keep making the wrong decisions in terms of personnel, managers, etc, etc. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whether he's the man to bring those success in the long term back to Manchester United or not, he's clearly doing a job which is bringing Manchester United back into a position where you'd hope the foundations are there to be built on and success can be had. So I have to say, whilst I am gutted at what we've seen, for the first time in my living memory seeing all of that, I hope United use it as a real kick up the arse to get back to winning ways. Simple as that. That's how we need to use it. Now, some of you will be saying, Adam, why are you talking about these lot? Let's be real. Let's be real here. It's the Premier League. It's our bread and butter. We should be winning that trophy. You know what I mean? That's a trophy that is ours, bruv. And I want United to be pissed off. I want them to be angry. And I want them to go and get that motherfucking thing back. It's as simple as that. But guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're all good. We're going to forget about that now. We're going to talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's speaking about potentially ringing the changes against Norwich City in the FA Cup, and how Jesse Lingard is likely to start. And could it be Jesse Lingard's last chance at Manchester United? I love Jesse Lingard. I really do like him. He's a good lad. He's a good footballer as well. He's been in awful form for 18 months. He showed a little bit of improvement just before the break, the coronavirus pandemic break. But ultimately, he's not been good enough in the last couple of years for Manchester United. And we need to see a vast improvement from him if he's going to keep his spot in the team. And I know this is something that he knows himself as well. He knows it. Everybody knows it. You have to perform better. Now, he's had personal issues in his life as Jesse Lingard, and he's had to overcome them. He's also become a father. He's had, things going on in his life. He's now a man, though, and there are no excuses for you not performing at this club anymore. United are pushing in the right direction. As we said, we want to get back to that level of winning the Premier League and the Champions League and those kind of things. And whilst I think Jesse Lingard can be a fantastic squad player for Manchester United, he's in danger of missing the boat a little bit, missing out a little bit, because players around him are in form, are playing better, are pushing on. United potentially are going to bring in new signings in those attacking areas, and he could be affected by that. So we have to look at Jesse Lingard. Now, we've got 7-8 games remaining in the domestic competitions. If we get further in the FA Cup, we'll have a few more. And then we've got the Europa League, which will be about 3-4 games if you get to the final. These games are vital for him to be playing. In my opinion, there's been an opportunity there for him and Andreas Pereira this season to grasp it with both hands. You had young Daniel James coming in from Swansea in a 15 million pound deal. It was never an extravagant deal, and that is the competition that you had in terms of. I know Jesse's more of a 10. He can play in behind the striker, but you also play on that right hand side at times. And Daniel James is a left winger, but he was playing there, and you had the chance to battle it with him, take that spot, make that spot your own, and now you're one of the first choice. But whilst Daniel James was frustrating at times and he got things wrong at times, he clearly showed, a lot better form. Now, if Jesse can get back to the Jesse that he was under Jose Mourinho, we have got a fantastic squad player on our hands. But what he's now going to see is, look at the team that started. Look at the team that started against Sheffield United. You couldn't really, put Jesse in there. Maybe if you take Mace out, you could put Jesse on the right. Apart from that, there's nowhere where you'd say he'd definitely start in that position. So you're then looking for him to be one of those key squad players. But if you've got Daniel James getting picked ahead of you, Andres Pereira getting picked ahead of you, you got Jadon Sancho potentially coming in, Mata getting picked ahead of you, then your game time is going to decrease massively. And a player like Jesse, he will think, and rightly so, I need to go and get first team football elsewhere. So we'll look at Ollie's quotes, we'll look at Jesse Lingard's chances at Manchester United, and we'll look obviously at the other quotes that were to come from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ahead of the game. What I want to do first though, and as we occasionally do on United Daily Live, is have a little bit of an on this day. So we got the old on this day book here. The date is 26th of June. And while I'm saying this, and while I'm, checking through this book, make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're commenting, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. So the date is the 26th of June. And on the 26th of June, 1998, David Beckham seals England's place in the last 16 of the World Cup in France. Darren Anderton had earlier put Glenn Hoddle's team ahead against Colombia. Then Paul Ince is fouled 25 yards out by Preciado. Becks recalled after missing the opening 2 group games. Who the fuck starts Darren Anderton over Beckham? Curls home a free kick and England win 2-0. Though Beckham would come crashing down to earth in the next round against Argentina. June 1998. I remember I was buzzing when Beckham did that, but I was heartbroken with what was to follow in Argentina. I was one of those proper Beckham fanboys. If I had Twitter back then, I would have been called Beckham's right foot or Beckhamology or something like that. Beckham FC. That would have been me. I probably cried when he left. I was gutted. Guys, can I also, while we've had a little pause in the news, can I take this moment to thank Pratik Sinai Borka, Caleb Martin, and Fairmods FM for joining AdamMcKola TV. We now have 105 members. Now, we aim to hit 100 by the 30th of June or the 31st of June, however many days there are in this damn month. I've lost track of everything right now. I think it's 30. But we aimed to get it done by the 30th of June. We've already done it and we've gone 5 over. Now, my next target is going to be 200 by the end of August. So we've pushed it on a little bit. But 200 by the end of August. And we're well on the way to doing that. 105 at the moment. If you can join, hit that join button. If you can't, no worries. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. And thank you to those guys that have joined. And Fairmods FM being the latest member on AdamMcKola TV. Chill out Bollywood Bex. Yes, that is my nickname, guys. Don't wear it out. Get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing. Right then, let's get stuck into these quotes from the old boss man. Right then, these are the quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Well, selection of quotes. Firstly, he said it's a fantastic tournament, the FA Cup, and the final is great. It's a great trophy to lift. We're a young team, so to win that first trophy could be the catalyst for things to come. Hopefully we can get through to the next round and into the final. If we beat Norwich, we're in the semi-finals, one game away from an FA Cup final. be a great position for United to be in. Still some difficult teams left in the competition. I know Man City are still in there, Sheffield United, Arsenal, etc. So it's still a tricky competition to be had. But I'd fancy us in a one-off game against most of those teams. So fingers crossed we can get through against Norwich. Norwich are in the basement. They're at the basement of the table. But they rested the likes of Todd Cantwell in their last game. They'll be taking this seriously. If they can add a silver lining to a season, even if they go down. Who did that? Was it Birmingham City, Portsmouth? If they do that, then they've won an FA Cup or something. So it spins their season completely. With the long layoff we've had, we need to look after the players. He says we need to put on good performances, but we need to make sure the players are safe as well. He was speaking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and he said, I saw an exceptional defender when I watched him last season, and when we signed him I saw a boy who wants to learn and improve. He wants to go forward, create chances and provide assists, and I'm very happy with his progress. In the team news, it goes on, so it does keep going on. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has offered an indication to his team selection for Man United's Emirates FA Cup quarter-final against Norwich City on Saturday. The only ones that are injured are Axel Tuanzebe and Phil Jones. They're the only two absentees for United. One player, Jesse Lingard, has recovered from a short illness, so that's why he missed out in the last game against Sheffield United. But he probably wouldn't have got involved anyway. He didn't come off the bench in the game against Spurs. He said, are there any new injuries? No, I think we came through unscathed. It's just Axel and Phil, they're out. They're the only two absentees. It's the situation we're in, of course. Of course, we're playing so many games in a short space of time, and it's great seeing the players being in good form. I know that we've got so many others wanting to play as well, so there will have to be a few changes because there's a game again on Tuesday, and this is why in the preview I did make a fair few changes to my team. If you've missed the preview, you can go and check that out after we're finished here. He said, I know that we've got so many others wanting to play as well, so there will have to be a few changes. A game on Tuesday and then on Saturday. That's the pleasure of being a manager, because when to give a players a chance and when to give players a rest, because we're still early on in this restart period, and it's going to be a long period. Hopefully it'll end on 21st of August and the Europa League final. So we're going to have many games ahead of us. The FA Cup is also a great tournament. So that's what Ollie was saying in relation to the team news. And then you had, of course, where's that bit on Jesse that I'm looking for? There we go. He said, Jesse scored vital goals for us and has been a vital player. Let's see what the future will hold. He's looking sharp and focused. He's come back from the lockdown with a smile on his feet. Smile on his feet? Smile on his face. I think that's a typo by United Report. Unless Ollie said that. Loads of energy. Last week he fell ill, but we've done all the tests and he'll be involved against Norwich now and kick on. I forgot about that. When someone's ill, you kind of have to treat them like they've got coronavirus, don't you? So that would have been an issue for him getting involved. But nevertheless, here we are. Jesse Lingard likely to get a chance to start against Norwich. And I'm backing him to put in a very, very good performance against Norwich. I'd rather see Garner start than Lingard, says Galvatron. They're playing different positions. I'd like to see Garner given an opportunity, but I can't see Garner being given an opportunity because of the fact that you got McTominay and Fred that are looking to come through and play. So you've got to let them come through. Mark Atkinson, how you doing, mate? He's a bit late, not been here for a while, working non-stop, but always enjoying the content. Mark. I mixed up Mark and Atkinson to Martin. Mark, apologies for that. Hope work's going well, mate. Hope they're not working you too hard. And if they are, make sure you put your feet up at some point and relax. But yeah, good to see you in the comments again. Hope you're doing well. We've got Sean. We got Tian, Jason, Ross, Cannonballer in the house. Gavin wants to see a James, Igalo, Jesse front three. I think we could see some wholesale changes in this game, to be totally honest with you. If you want to get your 11s in, feel free to do that. But there is a place to do that, and that is called the preview, which we did with Jay and Joe on the other day. So if you want to go and check out the preview, feel free to do that. And Jesse Lingard looking likely to start against Norwich. Now, there have been a few players released from Manchester United, and Lagi Ramazani is one of those who got released. Now, obviously, a player that a lot of people have been speaking about in the past and rating in the past. Now, United have also confirmed Cameron Borthwick-Jackson, Demi Mitchell, Ethan Hamilton, Dion McGee, George Tanner, Aidan Barlow, Kieran O'Hara, Alex Fuchtek, and Lagi Ramadani will be leaving the club on June the 30th. Angel Gomez, who is another player with an expiring contract next week, is yet to be officially released, but Solskjaer insists that there is still a possibility that the youngster stays at the club. We think he's a player who's going to be very good. I don't know if he's going to sign, but there's been an offer on the table for a while. United will provide financial support for outgoing players through contract expiration until the end of August, as well as allowing them to return to the Aon training complex for pre-season training. The club is believed to be aware of the effects of coronavirus and have therefore offered a helping hand. According to MEN, the club had offered Ramazani a new deal, but the contract and the deal could not be struck, and it is now expected that the midfielder moves abroad. So Ramazani, it was his own decision not to take the contract, whereas Angel Gomez has a contract on the table, and those other names have obviously left as well. Liana, thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Veda says, what? Ramazani is class. He's turned down the contract that was offered to him. I think Steve reported this on his he uses Patreon. I think Steve did do this on his Patreon before, but it's obviously now in the MEN and things like that. It's official. So yeah, it looks like he's heading abroad. I think Steve might have posted something about someone going to France. Maybe it's him. Is it not strange speaking about Lingard and after meeting him and having spoken to him for full-time Devils, says Killian. Look, before I met Jesse Lingard, I liked him as a footballer. Obviously, he has his limitations. Obviously, he has bad games. Obviously, he's not someone that you'd expect to start week in, week out. That doesn't mean you can't like him. People like Scott McTominay, and he's someone that is come through the academy, great squad player. Hopefully will go on to improve, and obviously still got better years ahead of him, hopefully. But he's a great squad player for United, and I think Jesse has been that. The last 12 to 18 months have been difficult for him. I don't think that makes it difficult for me to give my opinion on him, because I've never been someone that's vitriolic anyway. I might get angry and say daft things at times, but 99.9% of the time I try and be fair with my criticism, whether it's Chris Smalling or Scott McTominay or whoever. I try and be fair with it, so that if I did meet them, I have no problem going up to them and saying, how you doing, mate? Good game the other day, or whatever, because ultimately I'm still a fan of the club. I'm still a fan of theirs. I still want them to do well, whether I think they had a bad game or not, whether I think they're good enough or not. They're living my dream. As for Jesse, I liked him before I got to meet him, and then we met him a few times doing what we do through Full-Time Devils, but before that I remember Jesse DMing me because he'd seen a fan cam or something after we'd lost against Manchester City. And he was gutted, and he was just watching the fan cams, gutted to see the fans so sad, or something like that. And it showed me that Jesse had he's one of us, do you know what I mean? He watches to see the frustration of losing a game or winning a game, the happiness that is there. And if you look at when we've won games, you could say it's for good PR or whatever, but Jesse's just been involved with the fans. He jumped on FaceTime with us on a fan cam, which was amazing, and every single United fan outside Wembley that was there, buzzed off their tits for that. That was amazing. Did a fan cam for us, before the Europa League final. He understands the fans. He is a fan, and that's why sometimes he probably deserves a little bit more slack. But ultimately, it's Manchester United. We want to be the best. To be the best, you have to be ruthless, and he has been a very good player under Jose Mourinho. He's had spells under Oli, but he's had more spells under Oli where he's been bad. And that needs to improve if he wants to stay. Him getting an agent as Mino Raiola as well, it shows that he maybe is considerate, that there's a possibility he doesn't end his career at United. I think he would want to end his career at United, but I think he'll be realistic as well. So let's see what happens. He's still got a chance to save himself. Usually Adam is the voice of reason and Howson is everyone's inner rage, says Sean. FTD, what's going on, will be revealed very, very soon. Adam, why do George Best's legs look so weird in the picture? Because it's a painting, mate. It's not an actual canvas of an image. It's a painting that my dad bought me. And I finally got it up on the wall. Any more questions, any more comments, any more stories you want me to check out? Is there... Nico says, with our void at right wing, an informed Lingard would be a huge bonus. It would be a huge bonus, wouldn't it? Right then. Let me check for some other news. So I'm not texting anyone. Just checking for some other news. I love these quotes from Bruno Fernandes as well. Now, at the time, a lot of us thought Paul Pogba weren't involved. Paul Pogba wasn't involved in a lot around this time. But Bruno Fernandes has said, when I arrived, Paul Pogba was the guy who came with a big book and said, where do you want to live? What price do you want to pay? House or apartment? And flick through the pages. I came to MUFC to help everyone. I want to be successful at Man United. All of the players playing at United need to be focused on winning titles. You need to know when you come, you need to focus on titles. Titles are the most important. It doesn't matter how you play, but you need to play to win games. It doesn't matter how. When United called me, I cried because it was my dream. I took my wife, I gave her a hug and said, this is my dream. We will conquer my dreams. My dreams are my family's dreams. So not only do I love that, but also the bit about Paul Pogba. Now, Paul Pogba was injured at that point in time. He was getting a lot of criticism for flying here, there and everywhere. But then you actually see, again, an example of how he's someone that behind the scenes at Manchester United is doing a lot of work in the dressing room, with the players, with the staff. He's a good lad around the thing. And this is why I think he's actually... Like, I think he's a good lad, man. And people don't give him credit for that. I think he's a clean-hearted brother, you know. And he doesn't drink. He doesn't do nothing. There's not anything wrong with drinking. I have a drink, but he doesn't drink. He doesn't go on mad nights out and stuff like that. When he breaks, he'll go on holiday, do some little dancing, you know, whatever. But he's just a good lad. You get me? And it's like, I don't get where all that hatred for him comes from. Like, away from him maybe wanting to leave. Like, everyone that speaks about him at United, just positive things to say about him. So Agent P is a real estate agent as well, says Tian. Love Bruno, says Neil. And I'm loving that bromance developing between Pogba and Bruno as well. I hope Angel Gomez stays, says Steve A. Any Sanchez updates? No Sanchez updates at this time. His loan deal was extended, obviously, at Inter Milan, but nothing at this moment in time. Almost 500 people tuning in right now. Can we get at least 250 likes on this bad boy before we finish? Or actually, let's push it. We got 86 right now. Get hitting that like button. Let's see how high we can get. Can we get to 300? I am King. Thank you for joining us. I hate when people say we'll win the league. We are far from it. Still needs a good squad depth. If Bruno Paul gets injured, we're back to square one. Need reliable backups. We do need a little bit more depth. But the first team is very, very good. I am King. I appreciate you, brother. I think with Bruno coming in might help Pogba. It does, and it helps Bruno. Think about it. Man don't know whether to look after Bruno or Pogba. Really says, really hope Pogba signs an extension. I'll be gutted if we don't get to see the best of him and be successful with us. And I think he would be as well. That's why I think he half don't mind staying, seeing as this team's got better. Because if he leaves, he wouldn't have been seen as a success at Manchester United. Despite the fact he scored in a European final for us and that. It's not the one that we want, you know what I mean? It's not the one that he wants. He's getting stick for being inconsistent on the pitch, not for the social media activity, says Mehdi. Well, Not quite true there, mate. He was player of the year 1 year for us. He was in the PFA team of the year, and people were still fucking calling him the problem at Manchester United. I remember that. Criticising his hair, his dancing. I remember that. I seen Bruno the other day, and Bruno played well against Sheffield United. Gave the ball away a few times, and there were people criticising Bruno. And I thought, that's stupid. You shouldn't criticise Bruno for that, because that's what those players are going to do. But then people were defending Bruno, and I was thinking, a lot of y'all were saying the same things about Pogba. You know, oh, giving the ball away, he's doing this, he doesn't do it now. Like, those players are going to do that. They're going to do that. Abdul's watching from Pakistan. How you doing, bro? Hope you're well. Hi, mate. Hope you're well. Andrew, good. I'm all good, man. Hope you're good, bro. It's a bit of both with Pogba, says Sean. Pogba and Ollie lifting the title is what dreams are made of, says 94J Reedy. I hope everyone's angry. Hope everyone slaps each other today. And says, I just spat on myself. That's what's going on. And says, fucking, we need to get this back. We need to get this back. What player would you take from Norwich and why? Says Jeevan. Todd Cantwell. He'd be a good squad player. Sorry, man. I'm getting so distracted right now. You know the Red Bull soapbox race or whatever it is. If you put it on Deja Vu right now, they're in India. We've seen some really good ones, and we've got some lads just bossing a move at the moment. They've made like a little plane, and that's what was just distracting me. Can we go on a run? 13 games unbeaten at this moment in time. I'd like to think we can make it 14 tomorrow against Norwich. And remember, so today we do have Straight Up MUFC coming with myself and Dean. And then tomorrow we have the watch along at 5 o'clock. We have the live fan cams after that. And then we have the my match reaction after that. The day after, we have the aftermath live. So much content coming your way. So much. FTD might be Byron. Hope you're keeping well. Let's get a win against Norwich. Come on. Yes, Rebecca. Hope you're doing well as well. Fingers crossed we can go out there and get the job done. We beat them 3-1 last time around. McTominay scored. Marshall scored. Was great to see. I'm thinking McTominay will start. Fred will start. Jess will start. I think Danny James will start. Igalo will start. I think we're going to ring the changes. Which should be good. Dean jokes. I'm buzzing for Straight Up MUFC, says Sean. Yeah, Straight Up MUFC is back. Dean's a good lad, man. I love Dean. Recruitment of players is crucial. It's a big summer coming up for Manchester United. It's a big summer coming up for a lot of clubs, but we need to get it right. I believe it's on the BBC tomorrow, Jace, but you'd have to double check. But I do think I remember seeing it on the BBC because I set it to record yesterday. Yeah. I set it to record on channel 108, which means it's BBC. Because I like to watch the games back after they've happened. I Am King. Clear details will be coming soon. At the moment, I don't know what's going on. There's clearly something going on. But at the moment, I can't say anything because I'm still, waiting to find out. But keep your eyes and ears peeled is what I would say. And you might see something you like coming very soon. You might not. I can't guarantee anything. That's the problem. But this is my channel. I can guarantee what goes on here. Yes, 8 years banging it out on Full-Time Devils. But ultimately it was me doing what I was doing. So me doing it here now doesn't make a difference. I'm still going to get my friends involved. Regardless of what happens. But, like I keep saying, can't say anything about Full-Time Devils at this moment in time. Because I don't know. But I'm hoping, and I'm quite sure, you'll like what's to come. That's all I'm going to say about that. Is third still on? I believe so. Ross confirms it's on the BBC, as does Andrew. Thank you. Marvin says Marshall was mint. I reckon 2 signings, Grealish and Sancho, and that's it, says Mehdi. Wouldn't say no to that. If we can keep this squad fit and add 2 to 3 signings, we can compete for next season's Prem. we are not far off. Depends how other teams do in the transfer window, but and depends on a few, positions living up to the expectations that we hold them to. But yes, I agree with you as well. Is there any Sancho update? There isn't any Sancho update at this time. He's just waiting for an offer to come in from Man United, isn't he? I mean, I can do a little quick Googles right now. We'll keep the show going for another 4 or 5 minutes. Get hitting that like button for me, guys. Don't be absolute stinge bags with your likes. We got 152 likes, got 500 people watching. Get it to 250. We've hit 105 members now as well. We've set a target of 200 by the end of August. Hit that join button if you can help me. So, here we go. It says... No, that's not it. Let's talk about an alternatives. See, this is what's going to keep happening. Alternatives for Sancho. This and that for Sancho. But the last story about it was Manchester United have emerged as Jadon Sancho's only option this summer after Borussia Dortmund set their asking fee at a staggering 117 million. So we're his only option apparently. And hopefully we'll see that end up with Man United signing him. I think we will sign him. I think it's just a case of United trying to get the price down, Dortmund trying to get the price up, but eventually we'll come to some sort of arrangement and the player will be ours. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to AdamMcKola TV. Make sure you're keeping it locked. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Up this evening is Straight Up MUFC with myself and D. That'll be there later. So yeah, if you're looking forward to that, I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you back here tomorrow for the watch along, the reaction, the live fan cams, loads of good stuff coming your way. So make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're becoming a member, make sure you're hitting that notifications button as well, because some people haven't been getting the notifications. And for now, I have been AdamMcKola. You lot have been legends. I am sweating my Jacobs off. I'm out of here.